Hey folks, I'm Vasel and welcome to Games That Changed My Life. I'm a 43-year-old board game reviewer. Why am I where I'm at now? It's because of many of these games. Today I'm going to talk about a game that really affected me as a child. This game is Careers. Now, Careers is a game that maybe you've played. It's definitely a game that's ahead of its time because there was a lot of games built in the time frame that Careers came out where you rolled dice and moved around the board. Careers is no exception to that. You roll dice, you move around the board, but what makes Careers unique and something that kind of blew my mind when I saw it was you set your end game conditions on how you won the game. And in fact, very few games even today do this. Careers was ahead of its time, and yet very few, I've yet to see this replicated, because you could pick that you wanted to have a certain amount of money or a certain amount of fame or a certain amount of happiness, and they had to equal 60 together, so you could just go all in one. You could play the base way and just do 20 20 20. So that was a neat concept, and when I played this as a kid, the idea of picking a single strategy and going all in on that, I definitely remember playing and trying to get all the money, just really pushing and getting as much money as I possibly could. So that was a neat aspect, but that also had other things in it. You could upgrade, you could go to college in this game, and when you did college you would get a degree, and then you could go to different areas for free. There were cards that you could draw in this game, and you could play that card instead of rolling the dice. There were so many different aspects to this game that were unique and interesting, and going down different paths and trying to maximize what your end game was. And so many new concepts. Like when I talk about games that changed my life, I'll say, well, this one taught me this one taught me this. Careers taught me so many things. To me, when I played Careers, it was a little mind-blowing because I had played a lot of these games where you roll dice and move around. I played Sorry, where you rolled dice and moved your pieces and land on other people. Careers just felt like it was from a different world. And it also had this kind of exploration adventure sense, because I'd be going around the main board and then into space, and then into business, and all kinds of interesting things would happen. When's the best time to play a card? There's still a lot of luck in it. It still had a lot of ideas from other games, but it was very focused in that regard. The other thing that I really remember about Careers is game customization. So the original, or one of the careers that we had, one of the paths was rock star, and that was the way to fame and fortune. And my dad, for better or for worse, did not want that to be in the game. So he and my mom worked really hard and changed it. They changed it to missions, going out to the mission field, and this was a path that you could take that would bring you happiness, and even, like, I think you could find buried treasure. And at the time, it fascinated me to look at this and say, my parents changed a game. Now, you could argue whether they should have done it or not. You could also argue the fact that I was a missionary in Korea for a decade. I don't think it's because of Careers, but I put it in my head. But the idea of them pasting up, neatly writing on the board, to the point where when I play a game now of Careers and I see it without the change, I'm like, wow, that's weird. I'm missing that missions thing. I don't know. It was very cool to me that this customizing, you could actually change a game if you want to. We didn't change many games, and you can argue whether you should or not, but the idea that this existed was something I found really neat. I played this game a lot as a child. My parents are the ones who found it and brought it. They enjoyed it, but I took it farther, and if there was anything that affected me designing and looking for games that did things different, Careers is one of those games.